Hey fellas, how you doing there? This is Frankie Day here. Okay guys, this is Sunday, this evening in YouTube. Before I get started, I'm sorry to say I won't have my Sky Master finished probably at least maybe by this Tuesday. I've been toying around with the Alabama here and I still can't let it go. So I'm a couple days behind that, so for quite certain I'll have the final reveal for that this week. Preferably by this Tuesday, I should have it all done, fellas. My humblest apologies to you all, as I promised to be done by Friday, but well, Frankie D got carried away at the CSS Alabama. Okay, talked about the Alabama. Let's talk about the update I've done on it. Okay, fellas, this is my fall build of the CSS Alabama by Revell. This is a 1961 release, and they're still available. I imagine if you can find them on eBay, probably about the best source to find them at. I haven't seen any on the hobby shop shelves for a long while. Maybe for a long while before it does come back again, but anyway, as to the update, I went ahead and took the hull because when I first made the entry of the build, fellas, I was kind of taking out the hull, so I got the hull all back like the way I wanted it. I got the hull. I took the hull, I masked it off, and I got me some leaf green paint and some white paint on the pre-colored hull, copper hull on there, to give it the keen sense of the effect of corrosion. What I did, I used leaf white and laid streaks alongside the hull, all the way from stem to stern or stem to bow, whatever, how you ever say it. Then right after that, take some leaf green, go over it, then you take some turpentine. You take turpentine, you put it in a small little container that you can throw away or use for more washes. And using clear turpentine, go right back over the hull, back and forth. And what it does, it'll break up the white and the green paint and make it look like the immersion or corrosion is starting on the petals of the copper hull that was on this here ship at this time. I'll discuss it as we go, as we look at it on the first update review. But okay, in spite of that, I got the deck on there. I got the deck about five washes on it, 5 colors of washes, using teak washes, yellow washes, brown washes, black washes, and some green wash. To give the CSS Alabama's deck wear and tear, because as a commerce raider back at that time, the decks were not spit and polish or holy stone like they do in the Royal Navy back in the 17th century. So even the 19th century, 18th century, they holy stone all wooden decks. But make a long story short, this deck is exactly how it was before her sinking. CSS Alabama was a commerce raider. The South needed money real bad, and as the blockade was done throughout the southern ports, make sure that Southerners can get out nowhere whatsoever. So the ship was requisitioned in Birkenhead, England, by the militarists of the Confederate Navy. Wanted to make a fast cruiser, something to get into real fast, and that has versatility and it has good punch. So Liverpool, Birkenhead, England. In 1862, she was laid keel. By 1863, she was released, and she was launched. And Captain Raphael Semmes was born in Maryland, a border state, and he was pretty much of a northern person. But he hated the North. He hated the Yankee. He couldn't stand him. He detested them, and so he felt his sympathies more or less fell towards the South. So with the college education that he had, with the education in mind that the man had in his family, he was requisitioned as an officer in the Confederate Navy. And his ship was the Alabama. And the CSS Alabama was no match to the schooner gunship USS Kearsarge. The Kearsarge had those big old 12-inch Deldrin guns, which are more powerful than the 9-inch they had on the Alabama. And Captain Semmes knew that. So the best way he tried to do is to elude the range of the Kearsarge to stay away from those big guns as much as possible. So as the ship circled in battle, a lucky shot came in and hit the Kearsarge and crippled her. Captain Semmes ordered her to abandon ship. She went down in 180 feet of water off Cherbourg, France, 6 miles off the coast. And she was a very feared ship, but she won a lot of prizes, and she was a beautiful ship for her time. Most well-built ships in the world. Her most remarkable feature was a retractable screw, which I'll show you on the model here as we go towards the update. The screw was retractable. You had a two-man hoist system. When the ship was to get underway by using sail only, they hoisted up the screw behind the stern, and they locked the pivot in, keep the screw from falling down back into the propeller shaft, the stuffing tube. That was the reason why retractable screw is like airfoil on an airplane, like flaps. Flaps create drag on an airplane. When you got something like, you got about a 2-ton screw, propeller of the ship, the screw, you're dragging that thing. By lifting it up, you reduce the drag. And so, therefore, it was very optional, very versatile cruiser. When she wanted to get the hell out of the way from other ships, she acquired steam. And she steamed out of the way until she's out of range, bring up the screw, hoist down the sails, main sails, jib sails, and just go ahead and go underway ship's colors. The rest is history. Okay, fellas, we'll go over and take a look at this, and I'll discuss what I just said a while ago on the Alabama here. And this is going to be my fall build, and I'm going to finish up on my C-54 Skymaster from my Cold War build. I'm going to get started on Steve, which is Jake Cutler, my good buddy across the pond. His Dakota Group build. I will be working on mine, my C-47, get that build out of the way as soon as I finish up the C-54 Skymaster. Then I'm open book to finish up my model ship builds, because, you know, my goal is I like when wintertime gets in, and that's the only time I can put a lot of time in to get these ships done during the winter months, to break up the boredom of being bogged down in the house all winter long after getting off work. So, believe you me, I got a lot of ships to be finished up on, and they will be done this winter. Okay, getting back to the CSS Alabama, we'll go over and take the camera, swing around and take a look at her. Okay folks, there she is in entirety. As you can see, what I mentioned a while ago, on the copper, I dulled the copper down by using washes of white and leaf green on there. And after leaf green was all done, I masked off the water line and painted it red, which is the boot topping. You can see where the screw's at, folks. See the immersion of the salt water. As the salt water gets hold of copper plates back in those days, even nowadays, what it does, it just more or less, it corrodes it. You get that green corrosion look. Okay folks, here's a little feature I was talking about the retractable screw. That's a wonderful invention that this kit actually incorporated, and it's very authentic. And you can see the screw right here. I want you to go up. Then it's out of the way. When it's on the way, when it's using the sail, when it wants to come back into shore again, when it comes back into steam, getting away from harm's way for the ships, that is lowered back into position again, and there she goes. And I've got the stern grating on there done on here, and right over here you got a hoist right here. It fits on. You got two men with a conventional crank system that they can be able to crank up the screw and lock it in, keep it from going down back into the stuffing box, and also damaging the screw itself and tearing up the transom. Because that screw that screw right there is awful heavy, folks. Once again, a little close-up sneak preview. It should lower right back down again like this, fellas. A very beautiful invention. That's one thing the Kearsarge didn't have. And as you can see, the close-up, the immersion of using greens and whites all through their stem, all the way to the bow. You can see how the decks are. They're all been washed, airbrushed, teak color paint, which is right here is my favorite color right here for teak decks, is this Tamiya brand right here. We get a little closer to the camera here, fellas. It's XF55 teak. This thing will focus sometime. Anyway, fellas, I think you get the picture. once that's airbrushed right there, you go ahead and let it dry. Then you take your Krylon clear or whatever kind of lacquer finish you want to use, and you spray the entire deck and let it dry. Once it's dry, you go ahead and mix your washes, and then make sure that you do the grain with the plastic as the decks are. They'll fill in all those caulkings in there, make the deck look pretty much authentic, as you can see here. That's what the color the deck was on the CSS Alabama. It was pretty well traveled. And then when they're underway, man, taking prices from the union, they had time for spit and posh and holy stone. And so the next thing I'll be doing on this, folks, I'm putting on the deck furniture. Now you got those 9-inch Deltrum guns on there, 2 of them on there. And you can see that the tracks on here, these tracks right here are made from typing paper. You take regular old you take paper like this, take paper. We got this thing on the monitor, fellas. You got studio fellas here. And you cut strips like that, black them in, then set them on top of your deck. It gives them the trunnion tracks which are on the decks. It gives you a good representation of how they are. Okay, fellas, you guys see that little flub in a while ago? I wasn't watching the monitor, I was more or less watching me. So there you go, folks. The next videos, this will probably be maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Probably this Wednesday. I should have all the deck furniture on there, and I'll be rigging up those 9-inch Deltrum guns before I install them on the deck. And once all the deck furniture is on the ship, I'm gonna go ahead and put the channels, the chain plates and channels on there, and prepare for the mast. Get the mast stepping on it, and like I say, this is a model like this will be built in 3 months, fellas. So I'm gonna make a good 3-month build out of this. And the hard part's over with getting that deck and that hull all squared away, and everything else will go together quite nicely. Okay, fellas, we'll swing this camera around to yours truly and finish up the video here. And I'll discuss what's on the plate. Okay, there he is, guys. A little close up there. There you go. That's me all over. Alrighty then. That concludes update video number 1 for my fall build, the CSS Alabama. The next video will be this Tuesday. I should have the final reveal of my C-54 Skymaster. I should have that finished by then. Then I'll go ahead and start on Jake Cutler, Steve. I'll be doing his C-47 Dakota group build. Using my Airfix kit I found in my stash pile. That needs to be put together after over 60 years almost. And that'll be that. And I'm going to stay in my model ships for a while, folks. I'll get the Arizona going. I've been promised our Mr. Gary Brakely for a long time. Gary Breaker, I mean. My apologies, Gary. On the Arizona, and I know you guys have been making to see it too, so you will be seeing it very shortly, guys. I'll have some videos of that. And what the hell's he doing back there? Knock it off. Drive me bug house sometimes. Anyway, fellas, so what's on the plate now is I'll go ahead and finish up my C-54 Skymaster for my cold wheel group build. It's good all the way until the 1st of January of our Lord 2016. So you fellas like me, you got a lot on your plate you want to finish up, so you get that done. You want to jump on my build, that's great, fellas. You don't worry about it. Old Frankie there, he understands. And after all, we're all in the same bowl of soup. But when I get Steve's going real good, then I'll start continuation of building, get my model squared away. We'll get the Arizona all done, and I'll be working on the Alabama, and we'll get that done. I'll hop on my Charles Morgan, get her all finished up, and once she's all done, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the rest of the ships, like my Denmark, and I got the Kearsarge over there, needs to be finished up. I got the Baltimore Clipper over there, needs to be done. And I got a Vickers ship, a Liberty ship down below above me, needs to be done. I'd be more than happy if I got those things done by winter time. It's gonna take a lot of work, but I got nothing better to do but build these things during the cold months, which are coming up ahead. Okay, guys, there's enough of this chat for a while. This is Frankie Day signing off. I'd like to thank everybody again for checking in. May God bless. And make Mama happy. And please subscribe. And my next video update will be this Tuesday for the final reveal of my Cold War group build C-54D Skymaster. And I'll be starting on Jake Cutler's Dakota group build. I'll be getting that going, so I should have a video of that probably by this Saturday. And I'll have another video of this by Wednesday. So I've got some videos coming up, fellas. So I'd like to thank you again, one more time again, for tuning in. And this concludes the video update number 1 for my fall build of the Revell CSS Alabama, the Confederate Raider. Okay, guys. Bye, fellas. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next video, boys. Bye, man.